Welcome to Innate Express Podcast. I'm Haig John, chiropractor in Melbourne, Florida. Our mission is to ground you in service and inspire you to serve at your very best. Let's get started. Our programming of our life, of the past, when it comes through in our vocabulary, the first step is labeling it. Limitations, lack, I can't, the world won't let you do it that way, it can't happen, there's going to be strife, there's going to be problems, it only takes money, you have to be wealthy to make money, and all these type of crazy things, or money doesn't grow on trees. When we really look at all this programming we've gotten in our life, who said it to us and programmed us with it is lack consciousness in lack minds. When I first moved into an apartment next to the building I own where I had my home office, I lived in a carriage house in the back, nice little place. Everyone that came to my house, to my apartment, to have a party, I said, I want everybody to visualize. And I was the dorky guy, having a party. And I said, okay, I want everybody to visualize a property next to me that we're going to take care of people out of that property. And the grass was about waist high. There was an old recliner falling apart out in the dirt parking lot. It wasn't a commercial building. There was a punk rock band that lived upstairs. There was a drunken poet, we called him Mike the Drunk, that lived downstairs. He painted all the rooms black and purple. And a family of 6 living in the little bungalow, which is 360 square feet. And it was a mess. There was no driveway. The roof was falling in. Part of the building was sinking into the earth. I had a vision. I didn't see any of that. And I saw that building, and I had everyone for a year say, you're going to take care of people out of there. I see us owning that building. The owner came up to me once, only once. He only had to say it once. He said, Haig, this place isn't for sale, but I had a dream that you're taking care of people out of this place and you're living upstairs. Because that was the other part. Forgive me, I forgot that we were living upstairs, a home office. And this was right around when the whole financial market was falling apart. You couldn't get a loan, people couldn't sell a house, nothing. And he held the note for me. We agreed on a price. Every person that I needed at the moment, that I could afford at the time, showed up at the door. I was stripping the floors. The hardwood floors had 100 years of paint. It's a 100-year-old building. 100 years of paint on them, shellac. Some of the rooms had glue from linoleum, all these things. And there was a homeless guy, and he banged on the door, and he said, let me tell you what I can do. I need some work. He went through his list, and his first one was, I was stripping and redoing hardwood floors in Charleston, South Carolina, in 100-year-old houses, 100 plus, and came at the exact perfect time, exactly when I needed him, for a price that I could pay him, okay? Everything fell in line in the perfect time at every moment, without question, every time. When we had contractors or people come in and say, oh, you can't do it that way, you got to do it this way, I said, I'm sorry, I have to let you go today because I'm doing it in a spiritual time. You can decide to come back tomorrow if you wanted to do it my way, but if you want to continue to do it your way, we're not going to do any more work together. Very often they would stomp and leave, and they were meant to leave. Or they would stay and say, okay. When I had the driveway, it's a 100-foot long driveway. There'd never been a driveway there before. I have something like 3,000 or 4,000 square feet of concrete. The engineers said, well, we're not going to pass this, blah, 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 but we'll let it go through our committee anyway, and we probably won't pass it. And I was waiting for the last day. I had to be out of my old office. They said, I can't extend your lease any longer. And I said, let's go down. I couldn't drive. I forgot this part because my arms were in so much pain. My wrists hurt. Thank God I know how to adjust from Arnaud Bernier, adjusting with my elbows. And I went with these, these concrete guys, and I told this story before. These guys were like 6'5", really big dudes. Two of them had just gotten out of jail, and super nice guys, but they were tough. They were tough dudes, But I had to sit in the middle of them in the front seat of a bench seat truck, and there was 4 of us in there, all right? So I was basically sitting on their lap. We get down to the engineering department or the building department, and I said, look, I have to have this right now. I got a yes person instead of a no person. He reached in a pile that was on top of a desk almost as high as his chest, put his fingers mostly at the bottom of this stack, and lifted the stack up with the full length of his arms. And my application for that, for the permit was right on top there. And he goes, whoa, here it is. And he said, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it looks good. Approved. Hands us the permit. I felt a wisp of air blow through my wrists. I could move them again. The concrete guys started crying because I've been talking about the principles that we talk about here of love, abundance, how God is serving through us. Everything is perfect. Even though my physical body didn't feel it perfect, I know the principles in my mind. I allowed them to happen, but my body fought against it. We got that permit. They're crying, talking. We're praying on the way back to the place, calling the concrete guys. And I go and sit upstairs, and I hear the splatter of concrete, and my wrists and my arms was like nothing ever happened. Divine perfection at every single moment. They signed off. Everything went smoothly. All my remodeling went absolutely perfect on time. I had people doing trade with me. I don't do a lot of trade, but I don't know how to lift up the corner of a house. Now I do. They taught me how to do it, to lift up these pilings. And I had a husband and a wife. They were in their 70s. And with the right length of a lever and the fulcrum in the right place, you can lift the world, right? So this woman, she's in her 70s, husband's in the 70s, and I said, please, let me help. She goes, back up. I've got this. She gets on that fulcrum. She lifts up the corner of my entire 2-story building, and the husband does what he needs to do, props up that, gets it perfectly level, and whammo, at the perfect right time. Now, there were people I was serving in the office, and you know what? Right after that, they kind of disappeared. They were put there by God. They were angels. They might not really even exist in this plane. I'm not going to hunt them down and try and prove their humanity, but they were guided by God. I had another man show up at the same time because the place was a jungle. He was 92 years old, and he started going to town in my yard. I've had crews of 5 and 6 people take 2 days to do what this one 92-year-old man did in one afternoon. It was incredible. And we talked, and we shared philosophy. We talked about these principles. He said, look, I do the same things as all these young guys. I see them. They don't know how to work because they don't believe that they can do it, and they see limitations. I don't see these limitations. 92. He stayed around for a couple of days. We had some other things, and then he disappeared again. He was another angel in life. When we allow these spiritual guides to come into our life, if we say, oh, I believe in angels or, what have you, but we don't expect them to come in our lives, they're not gonna. But when we start seeing them, we start scratching the surface of the people that are around us giving us gifts. They're angels in every way. They're guiding our right hand. They're guiding our left hand. If we want to take a break and scratch our nose and pick our ears, we're allowed to do that. It's called free will. But if we don't allow them to pick up our hand and put pen to paper or put idea down or allow us to express those things, if we don't allow that to transcend through us and we put limitations, say, no, it can't be real. This isn't right. I'm not powerful enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the vocabulary. My writing skills aren't good enough. I've never built anything. I'm not able to attract that many people. I'm meant to be poor. I'm not meant to be wealthy. I'm meant to live this way. All those limiting lack words out of our mouths keep them at bay and say, okay, that's what you want. Every day I'm picking those limitations out of myself. How could I possibly get this other thing done? All of a sudden I have it completed. I find an extra 15 minutes. Wow, it only took me 15 minutes to do this. I've been thinking about it for a year. Cleaning my garage. Writing the book, the first page, outlining the chapters. I've got 3 books right now fully outlined. I just have to fill in the blanks. Who's going to fill in the blanks? Our spiritual guides. With the things that we have learned through time, putting those puzzle pieces together, a puzzle's just a bunch of junk until you put it together and it makes a beautiful picture. There might be some pieces missing at times, but so what? You already know what it is. I could find those pieces. I can put them into place. Or I can move on and get the next one. It doesn't have to be 100% at every single moment. That's an important lesson. For me, I am labeling my limitations every day and trying to get rid of them. They're there and I acknowledge them. I am free to be clear to allow things to transcend through me. I have built my own computers. My first computer was a 286 that I had built with another man. And he was like, yes, you got it. And I got the first Windows where I could use my drives together and it would boot up on its own. Remember running my auto exec bat file so my Windows would start when I first turned on my computer. And you know what? Now I'm making computer mistakes. I'm falling behind in technology and those things. And I've been in it for a long time. But you know what? I can catch back up again. And the things that I need, I don't need to build a new computer anymore. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do my auto exec bat files for my programs to start up when I turn my computer on. A lot of people don't even know what those things are. So I don't have to. Now I have people that are in life that can actually do a lot of the things for us. They become automatic. I can allow them into my life instead of saying, I've got to know everything, right? We don't have to know everything. We can allow angels and spirits and guides and love to go through us. I can also say, I have lack in my life of certain things. I don't need to become a computer expert. That's a lack. I don't know everything about all the new programs and all the new apps and all those things, and I don't need to, right? Those are levels of lack I don't mind. But when it's in a consciousness of abundance of everything that I want in my life, I am allowing them to go away from me today. Today is my day. I see the abundance coming to me in every direction. My limitations are only of my own construct. Tomorrow never comes. It is right now. It is in this moment. I have a little more time to be at peace. When I'm not at peace, I can separate, take a nap, watch your favorite TV program. When you feel recharged, get right back at it. We don't have to push through and make ourselves sick either, right? So today I woke up this morning, I was thrilled. I woke up an hour early and I thought, you know what? I deserve to go back and get a little bit more rest. I don't always do that. Today I did, and I enjoyed that extra hour of sleep. And I went right back to sleep. I woke up fully refreshed. Sometimes if I do that, I wake up and I feel more tired, because in reality I shouldn't have gone back to sleep then. Today I nurtured myself. Today I have the abundance of people are coming in from every direction. Monday we had 9 or 10 new people, new families coming in the door. We had one scheduled for the day in the morning. All that abundance is coming from every direction. I allow them to be within our space. They want what we have. It's our energy. It's our love. They know what they have, and some of them coming from very far away. They know what we have they want. Because the people around them might be the negative energy, sucking them dry. People don't suck from us, they feed from us. A candle doesn't lose light by lighting another candle. It's shared and the room gets brighter. Today our room is bright. The darkness is gone because we're lighting more candles. We're sharing this with the world. If I could put my two hands, we can open up our mouths, say one thing, give a little more love and caring in our eyes. I'm here for you. You're in the right place. And we know that to be true. If we don't, we have to reflect. If it's not true and we're actually lying, you know what's going to happen? They're not going to stay. We have to reflect. If it is not what I truly mean to be true, then it's something else completely. And when we practice it, label it, and say what we mean across the desk, across the table, one-on-one, in each evaluation, that's where the power is. Tonight I have a talk tonight, right? I see some people crossed off their names. There'll be 5 more for each one of those names crossed off. We scheduled our big workshop between Christmas and Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving and Christmas, yeah, for November 14th. Am I right? December 14th. And I see this room packed with people. We've had 82 people, I think was the most we've had inside the office for workshops. And this is going to be no different. We are changing the world. This is for every office that listens to this. Every office. This isn't just for the chiropractor. It's not just for the marketing executive. It's not just for the CA. It's not for the student. It's for every office, whether it's a Fortune 500 company or a mom and pop shop, which is really what we are, right? There is an abundance of everything. We can have an abundance of lack, or we can have an abundance of wealth, of whatever we determine wealth is for us. So today I feel so recharged. I see it in my mind's eye. Everything coming to us. I couldn't wait to get here this morning just to talk about abundance. So I don't have anything else. I can go on forever. Do you guys have anything to share?
It was awesome.
Thank you.